All right, y'all. We are live. Hopefully, everybody can see me and hear me all right. Um, anyway, at the moment, the guest is running late. Oh, here he comes in here. How you doing?
Good.
That's good.
Just trying to make sure I have everything hooked up here right.
Yeah, sound good on my end.
Alrighty. Oh, alright. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just been busy and all that fun stuff. I'm sure you have too.
Oh yeah. The sounds a little quiet on my end, so
All right. How about that?
I don't know if it's the fact that I'm using a phone or
It could be. I'm not sure. How's the audio out there, y'all? But anyway, it's good to see you and good to have you on here. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself and talk about your channel a little bit?
Alright, well, my name's Kurt and kind of been doing the whole YouTube thing for probably about a year and a half, give or take, and ended up resetting what I had originally started, just kind of made a mess of the original channel and kind of wanted to do things a little smoother and not jump the gun on a few things. But on top of that, with the whole prepping thing, I figure using YouTube as a way to kind of connect to other people and learn and get a wider um idea of different things to do would probably be my best bet. Kind of live out in the middle of nowhere and don't really have a lot of like-minded people that I can reach out to and connect to. So YouTube's been pretty much my main communication with other people when it comes down to the whole preparedness type stuff.
Hmm. Well, that's good. Um, like I said, he's on YouTube and on Instagram. So if you hadn't checked him out there, go check him out. But yeah, so anyway, I started following the American Prepper here a while back, and I'd say probably close to a year or something on his other channel, and then carried over into the new channel and everything. And then when I started doing the live stream here, then I got in touch with him and told him I'd like to have him on for a guest sometime and everything like that. So here we are now. So I know you're working on moving towards the homesteading thing with some chickens and all the things like that.
Oh yeah, it's been a quite a bit of a process. We kind of jumped the gun on the chickens a little bit before we are actually set up to have 100+ chickens, but we're
Mm.
making progress now and kind of moving in the right direction on that end.
Yeah, it's a good thing, and it is a lot to manage and take care of with a 100 or so chickens like that.
Yeah, it started off with just supposed to be like 6 chickens, and next thing you know, we're bought all the chickens Tractor Supply had at the time, and yeah, we just been kind of working with that one for a little bit.
Yeah,
But I do have
but
to say, even though we did get 100+ chickens, short of the fact that they've completely taken over the property, I think since right before winter, we've only lost like 20 chickens, and a majority of them were from when we first got them, and I just don't think they were very healthy chickens to begin with. So we've had good luck on not actually having them, run off and get hit by cars or whatever.
yeah. So are you free range in yours?
Oh, right now they're currently free ranged. We're in the process of building a couple different setups to kind of keep them a little more centralized. That way they're not, free roam all over everything on the property.
Yeah. So that's cool. So y'all have chickens and everything like that. Uh what else have you got going on the homestead?
We had 4 pigs that were on the property before I started doing work up there. Those ended up becoming way too much of a headache. So we ended up getting them butchered. We ended up with like 600 pounds of meat. And then we just added turkeys. And then we got 3 goats, which those have kind of turned into pet goats. We haven't really. The original idea was to sit there and butcher them, but the property owners kind of got a little attached to them, so they've turned into pet goats.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how that is. We've got 6 goats, I think it is. And so far we hadn't butchered any or anything like that. We're just raising them, and hopefully they'll produce, and uh, maybe butcher some of those and stuff like that. I'd like to keep 5 or 6 as a steady herd type deal.
Yeah, I'm working on trying to get the property owners convinced that once we can get the chickens under control a little bit, just kind of work on adding some actual meat goats, ones that are not going to turn into pets and just kind of lounge around and not really do much.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. But hey, Big Red, it's good to see you in here. And like I was telling you earlier, with using the phone, you probably can't see the comments, but certain ones I can throw them up on the screen here in case somebody has a question for you or anything like that. And they are sharing your link in the comments, so hopefully you'll pick up some more subs tonight.
Actually, I was able to pull up the chats on the phone. I'm
Oh, all
looking
right.
at them right now.
That's cool. But yeah, good to see everybody in here. Ruth and Mrs. Prep and Plumber and LG and Reverend Orville Gregory's in here. And who else? Flowgrown's in here. Good to see you.
I
And
see
David.
that LG Homestead commented about not being able to find the channel.
Yeah. I think they found it now, and Reverend found it too. I put it in the description here when I set the live stream up. So Hidden City Preppers in here. Good to see you. But yeah, we usually have a good time over here every Monday night. We kind of just take off and see where the chat and the stream goes and everything like that. So anybody got any questions for the American Prepper here? I'm sure he'd be glad to answer it and everything like that. So what do you usually do on your channel? Which, I know because I follow you and everything, but maybe you can explain a little bit here.
Right now, I'm kind of jumping in between a few different things. Just because I'm still kind of new into the homesteading thing, I'm kind of taking that one in baby steps just because I really don't know 100% as to what I'm doing. I got a couple videos I'm working on just to kind of get it out there for like gardening and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of like jumping into the homesteading videos, I kind of got a couple different ones on, new preppers, with the whole COVID thing that brought in a lot of newer preppers and people who kind of want to get prepared. And
you kind of
just sticking with that at the moment.
Yeah, and you kind of have a medical background going on over there.
Yeah, I've worked in healthcare 5 years in October.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm working on expanding that and getting my EMT license whenever I think I gotta be with the department that I'm joining up with. It's like 6 months to a year before I can actually start taking the EMT class, but
Yeah,
probably
that's
gonna be
cool.
doing some videos on that one too, just because I do like the medical end of things. Just without being, an actual medical expert, I don't want to be throwing out too much information on that until I get a better understanding on that end of things.
Yeah. Hey, Roman Prepper, good to see you in here. I'm glad you could make it, and don't feel bad. Pretty much all of us is running late today. Just been one of them days, I guess. But yeah, the EMT thing will be cool. That'll be a lot of good practical lessons that you can learn in that, and training and stuff like that. Because
Right.
I think the medical stuff goes a long way into prepping, and especially if you're talking about a full blown collapse or SHTF, and you pretty much only got the skills that you have. You can't call somebody, so it's good to have those things.
Right. Right.
All right, so Hidden City Prepper has a question here for you.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one right now. So when and why did I get into prepping? So I used to live down in Florida, probably I want to say like 2016, and not going into too much detail, but I ended up having to leave Florida like at a moment's notice, and I ended up having absolutely nothing to my name, no money, no nothing, no game plan or anything. And made the phone call to get a plane ticket on a Friday, and by Sunday I was leaving Florida and headed back to New York. And then I kind of got the you know idea or the thought process that at least would have been nice to at least have some type of um idea or plan set up, flying on an airplane at last minute notice with absolutely nothing. There's a
Hmm.
lot that could have gone wrong or made my life even harder. But then after that, just all the current events, everything going on in the world in between 2016 and now, it just kind of really pushed me to really start focusing on the whole preparedness side of things.
Hmm.
And then that's kind of what led me into the whole YouTube thing, diving through YouTube, trying to get ideas on how to better, my preps and everything. And then came across Bear Independence channel, which kind of pushed me to do my own channel to kind of reach out there to more people. And now I'm at this point.
Yeah. That's cool though. You were talking about having to get on a plane and everything. A few weeks ago when I had the Roman Prepper on here, he was talking about that, with his job, he had to do a lot of traveling and stuff. So he would try to design a kit to have as much as possible that would be able to get through TSA, going all these different places and stuff, just to have something, for a backup plan. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
And Roman
I'm not
Prepper
really a
has a
big plane
question for
person,
you.
so
Me either. I've actually never been on a plane.
I think I've probably maybe 5 times in the last like 10 years and still really not a big fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to read some of these comments here.
Yeah, the comment section's always fun. That's really what I enjoy so much about live streaming, is being able to interact with people like that versus just making a video and putting it out there.
Yeah, with my second one, got to like almost 100 subscribers, and I kind of started doing the live streams a little bit. But like I stated before, that channel got a little messed up and ended up hitting the delete button on that one and kind of restarting on a fresh slate.
Mm-hmm. That is a pretty cool thing, being able to start over like that and take everything you learned from the first go around and, you know, be able to make things better and smoother and stuff like that.
I mean, it definitely did suck. Like, I put a lot of time and effort into that one, but I
yeah,
jumped done on way too many things, and that channel was all over the place. And it would have taken me forever to sit there and go through and reorganize it and get everything going back in the right direction.
yeah. Do you follow Prepper Nation on YouTube?
Back when we first started talking, you had mentioned them, and I jumped on their channel. I've been watching a few of their videos here lately.
Yeah. I've been following him for a while, and he's helped me, with my channel a whole lot, a bunch of advice and having me on Shogun a couple times, his Saturday night live stream and stuff, and it really helped my channel grow a lot. But yeah, LG is wondering where you're located.
I am in the wonderful state of New York.
Yeah, and I remember when we first started talking and everything, you being in New York and I'm down here in Virginia, so it was kind of cool having a difference like that, and kind of what's different in between the states and stuff. I know y'all have a lot stricter gun laws, but with the way our state's going, I don't think it'll be too long before we'll be pretty much in the same boat.
Right. At some point, I do plan on getting out of the state, moving down south, but I got a few years on that one.
Mm-hmm. So, where would you like to move if you could move to any state?
I would honestly say either Nevada or Tennessee. Either one of those two.
Yeah. I know Tennessee is pretty and everything. I'm not really sure on their politics and everything, but as far as the way politics going, I'm kind of looking at Florida.
Yeah, I told
their
myself I
governor's
would
got
never
a
go
couple
back to
good
that
things to
state.
say. Yeah, I've never been to Florida either.
I grew up in, snow and cold weather, and then moving down to Florida, it was just a complete total mess working on a lumber yard every day in 100-degree weather.
Hmm.
I don't know how the weather's like out in Tennessee, but Nevada at least gets certain parts of Nevada at least get somewhat cold.
Yeah. Around here we usually have or it's still what I call cold now. It's going to be Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be down to 36 degrees again for the low. I really like it being in the 50s and up myself. I'm not a cold weather person.
Yeah, I haven't been down into Virginia, but I did some time down in West Virginia a couple times, and that state's not too overly terrible.
Hmm. I got a buddy that's got a lot of family up in West Virginia and stuff like that. So, one of the things that I always ask everybody that comes on here, what is some of your goals for this year?
Goals for this year, I would honestly say probably get a little more like self-reliant, work on that whole homesteading ability, and kind of remove the need to rely on grocery stores and outside forces to kind of support myself and my small little family I got.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to go. But a lot of preppers usually say that their longer term goal in prepping is to be able to move to homestead, and I think that's a pretty accurate description. We started prepping a little bit, a couple years ago or something like that, and then early like February or beginning of March or whatever in 2019 when everything was kicking off, that's when we decided to move towards the homesteading deal as much as possible. Just trying to be more self-reliant, in case you couldn't go to the store anymore, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah, COVID was definitely a whole eye opener on the whole, you know, relying on grocery stores, and then grocery stores are sold out of everything. So that's really kind of also pushed me to stop relying on grocery stores and all that other stuff.
Yeah, definitely so, because it was, it didn't matter what state you were in. It was, basically countrywide shortages for, I'd say, at least a month or something like that before things started getting back to somewhat normal.
Right. I mean, it wasn't terrible in my area. That whole like toilet paper shortage, that was
Yeah.
probably about the biggest effect that I saw up here. But I worked like all through the whole COVID thing, so I ended up ordering out more times than I probably should have. So I
Hmm.
really didn't have to, rely on the grocery stores to begin with. Kind of a downfall of working healthcare and really dumb hours.
Yeah, that is true. I know you were doing a lot of camping on your other channel and stuff. So are you going to do camping videos this year?
I was thinking I got to work on some of my gear that I have to get it a little more effective for doing overnight camping, but I was thinking about doing like different scenarios, you know, car breaks down,
Mhm.
use what I have in the vehicle, or you know, whatever type of scenario I can think of at the time, just kind of make it a little bit more interesting. I mean, there's a lot of camping channels out there, so at least kind of add some type of unique feature to it, make it
Mhm.
a little bit interesting.
Yeah, that'll be cool. A lot of people in the prepping community like camping type videos and bushcraft things and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's another thing that I'll probably end up working on. Um, I gotta not really the greatest when it comes down to doing the whole bushcrafting thing. So I'll probably be doing some videos on that one here probably in the next couple weeks or so. I gotta move and talk, so don't mind me.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Reverend here wanted to know, are you doing any gardening?
I am actually working on some gardening. The chickens broke into the garage and kind of knocked over a bunch of the plants that we had started.
Hmm.
So we kind of got to start over from scratch on that one. But there is a garden in the process.
That's good. I think everybody that's into prepping should be growing something.
Yeah, I went up to the property the other day and walked into the garage, and all the chickens had broken, and I think we had over like 30 plus plants started, and really kind of made a mess of things.
They will definitely do that. Um, that's one reason that I don't free range mine, just because in the summer when we have the garden, I would rather just have them in the pen than I would trying to keep them out of the garden with whatever fencing or whatever type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, Reverend has another question for you.
What's that?
Says, what's your favorite thing to grow? We like tomatoes down here.
Growing wise, last year I didn't grow anything, but when I got up onto the property, I was assisting with it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say carrots and beans.
That's cool. Down here, green beans usually do really good. We had about 6 rows in the garden last year, and we got 114 quarts that we canned, not counting what we give away, and different times we just ate it fresh, you know. So they did pretty good.
Yeah, last year I think we took like 3 or 4 garbage bags full of green beans. Like that was really the only vegetable that we actually succeeded on.
Yeah. Last year we had a bunch of tomato plants out there, and a bunch of tomatoes on the vines, but the weather just was so bad last year. It would be dry, and then when it did rain, it would rain 3 inches at a time, and they would just bust open, before they got ripe. So hopefully we have a better luck with the tomatoes this year.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of tomatoes. I mean, we are growing them this year, but I've just never been a big fan of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Reverend here into prepping a little bit last year, and he had a garden, and he had a little bit of trouble with a groundhog in there.
Yeah, last year we didn't have that issue, surprisingly. But this year we appear to be having a lot more smaller animals showing up on the property. So I think this year we're going to have a little bit of an issue with animals getting in and kind of messing with things.
Yeah. So did you finally catch your critter that was after the chickens you were talking about the other night?
That night I did not find them, but I went for a night walk probably like a night or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I did end up seeing a small coyote like right behind or not a coyote, a small fox right behind where we keep all the chickens at night. And then there's about 5 or 6 raccoons back in the wooded part of the property that probably are going to end up causing a problem at some point.
Yeah. Out here we have a lot of coyotes, you hear hollering at night and everything like that. So far, we've had pretty good luck. We haven't had anything, come up here and kill anything or break into anything or nothing like that. So we've been pretty fortunate on that. And I'm not sure why, whether it's just because we have the dogs around and they bark a lot or what. But anyway, that's good, I guess.
I know during the winter, I didn't end up seeing any. Like I spent a few different nights out there looking for coyotes, but going into the back part of the property, it looks like a highway, all over the place, coyote tracks just up and down the trails. But surprisingly, I did not see a single coyote.
That's good. Like I said, around here you'll have sometimes, and it's sound like 20 of them, just right outside, like 100 foot in the woods or something, and then you'll go for a couple of weeks and not hear anything. So, but around here they have a lot of wildlife out in the woods to kind of keep them occupied, I guess. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know, like growing up with the whole coyote things, we've had a very large issue when I was growing up, just taking out dogs but I'm always hearing them everywhere, but as physically seeing them, like not even nearly as close as I have in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So how's things been going your way with just general life and everything? Are y'all still under a lockdown or talking about another lockdown or what's the deal?
I don't have cable, thankfully, so I've kind of stopped watching the news. But from my understanding, things, at least in my area, are slowly starting to open back up. As far as I'm aware, they haven't really been talking about another lockdown. I know with this whole vaccine and everything, there's been a lot of talk in this area about not really doing the mask thing anymore, and kind of lifting the restrictions on a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I spend more time in work than I do anything else, so I don't really venture outside of the apartment besides work and to go up on the property right now. Really don't like doing the whole mask thing and social distancing thing, so I kind of tend to avoid it until things get a little bit better on that end.
Yeah. All right. Good night, Big Red. I'm glad you were able to come in here. So you get you a good night's sleep. And hey, Prepper Brian Keith, good to see you in here. And he said, where is the American Prepper from? And he said earlier he is in New York. So that's pretty neat. I've never been to New York. And of course, you always think of New York City and everything like that. But I've heard a lot of people say that's a lot of farming and a lot of rural places up in New York.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like Rochester, New York is probably the closest city to me. And even that, I mean, it's big, but it's so spread out. But I don't ever venture up there. I kind of stay down in the middle of nowhere. I don't like dealing with that many people.
Yeah.
But everybody I talk to outside of New York that's never been there, their immediate assumption is, oh, you're from New York City. And then you got to explain that there's more to New York than just New York City.
Yeah. Yeah, I was that way for a while. I would just think of New York City.
Yeah, definitely a place I don't want to end up in.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I'm not a big fan of those huge populated areas.
I know back when this whole COVID thing started, I got a contract offer to go work down in one of the COVID hospitals, and if it wasn't for the child, I probably would have taken it just because the money would have been nice. And as much as I don't like New York City, I think it not really a cool experience considering, but a educational experience, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad I didn't take it. Probably would have made my life a little harder.
Yeah. I like what Joanne just said. Do you see what Joanne just said?
Where? Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. I've never really been a huge people person. I grew up rural and still live rural, so that's kind of what I'm accustomed to. I wouldn't
Real
know.
quick, what's the rest of the name of your channel? It's Six Shooter Homestead.
Yeah, 6-shooter homestead and prepping.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just 6-shooter for a while, but I decided to add that in there to maybe broaden the channel a little bit. Where if somebody's scrolling through YouTube and just see 6-shooter. They don't know exactly what's going on, you know. So I was hoping maybe to clarify and draw more people in that way.
Yeah, I remember back with the first channel trying to actually like find your channel. There's so many different things that popped up with 6-shooter that
Yeah.
was an absolute nightmare trying to find anything.
Yeah, definitely so. Um, it's just so many channels and stuff on YouTube. When you're a smaller channel like we are, it's very hard to be found.
Right, yeah. Like even typing in my own channel, I still have a hard time finding it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely true. But hopefully one day we'll get there and build up the community.
Yeah, that's the hopes.
Yep. So anything you got you want to say? Any topic you want to cover?
Um, um, what got you into prepping? I don't
Well,
think I've seen a video on that one.
I don't know if I did or not, but basically a couple years ago I just started watching YouTube, starting with gun channels like Demolition Ranch and stuff like that, and then coming across some prepper channels. I can't remember which one that I started watching first. It may have been Such Double O or the Sensible Prepper, he calls himself. He's got two different channels. I think that's kind of what I picked up on and just watching, useful tips and, so many different things you can do with such and such item and things like that. And I kind of got started on that and then just started, you know, building up some prep stuff, some like survival things, knives and different tools like that and everything. And then the food and stocking up stuff like that. And then, like I said, really when early 2019, that's when we really got into serious mode. But we were kind of just a casual prepper a couple years before that. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably spend more time on YouTube than I do anything else when I'm not at work or up on the property. I kind of just turn it on and, have background noise. But I've come across quite a few different channels that are actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I keep going back to has got to be Bear Independent.
Yeah.
Like, two totally different, things in between me and him, but like the stuff he has on his channel really kind of pushed me to make my own channel in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. Bear is definitely a heavy hitter in the prepping community now. But I like his videos. He's got a lot of good practical advice and things like that. And PJ Fox at Viking Preparedness, he's got a lot of good things to say. He's got a military background and everything. Most of his videos now are on Patreon, so I watch them there and different things like that. It's a bunch of them I watch and listen to, and one of PJ Fox's sayings is, chew the meat and spit out the bones. So you watch a bunch of different channels and listen to what they got to say and take what's useful to you, and go on with it. So I thought that was a pretty cool saying.
Right.
I really like the community that Bear has built, and I would like to be able to build one similar to that where you have a bunch of good people with a common goal that's pretty much right in the front yard and be able to get stuff done.
Like I'm slowly working on that concept, but like I said before, YouTube has been my main form of community setting.
Hmm.
trying to find like-minded people is not really the easiest thing to do sometimes.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Reverend says he likes asymmetrical preparedness, and I do too. I've been following him for a long time and followed him on I follow him on Patreon and YouTube both, and he's on Instagram and stuff. He's a pretty cool dude. I really like his gardening videos. He's got a lot of gardening stuff going on.
Which channel did you say that was?
Asymmetrical
Ah,
preparedness. Yeah.
I gotta find him again. After resetting my channel and everything, I lost all the channels I was following, so I'm trying to find them all again.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how that goes. If I remember right, I've got him in my featured channels on my like home screen of YouTube and stuff, and I believe I've got your channel featured there too, if I
I
remember
see it
right.
in the comment section. How's the ammo situation in your area?
Well, to be honest, I hadn't been shopping for it in a real good while. I've picked up some 9mm here and there. It's just really expensive. Back before everything went crazy, they were about $14, $15 a box. Sometimes you could get them on sale for 10. And the last ones I seen were $38 a box, so they went up quite a bit.
I'd say.
And the 5.56, I haven't bought really any of those since everything got, the ammo apocalypse. Um, I found a deal on 1,000 rounds back before everything went crazy for like 370 or $75, so that wasn't bad. I've seen them now for like $375 for 500 rounds, or even 450 rounds. So, um, that was probably a couple months ago. I'm not sure what they are now and if you can find them and all that kind of stuff. So it's it's really crazy, but I mean, what ain't these days?
Right. I know I've all but stopped buying ammo for my rifle. Just been kind of focusing on for the shotguns whenever I
Hmm.
can find that.
Yeah, yeah. I know you're big in the shotguns and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of refused to buy a New York legal AR-15.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying a Mosin, and at first the ammo was like $11 a box, but then Walmart decided to stop selling that, and now I'm stuck paying like $22, $23 a box, and now it's even harder to find because of COVID and all this panic buying, and
Yeah.
so I've just been stocking up on bird shot and slugs whenever I can find it.
Yeah. So around here, buckshot and slugs is kind of hit and miss, but birdshot's usually pretty common. How's it up there?
Say that again.
I said around here, buckshot and slugs are kind of hit and miss, but birdshot's usually pretty common. You can pretty much count on finding that.
I know Walmart. Walmart was like my main go-to for like bulk bird shot, but I think at least for my area, they've completely removed their ammo selection. I don't know about any other Walmarts, but um now I'm kind of relying on smaller gun shops and everything from slugs to buckshot, and a lot of times birdshot, everything's gone. I'll be lucky if I can pick up a box or two at a time.
Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, Walmart really screwed a lot of people over doing away with all the ammo and guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know even like way before even COVID was a thing, I went there one day and I was buying like two or three boxes a week and getting a good stockpile just because it's kind of a hard round to find, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we got rid of all ammo that was for semi-automatic rifles." And so that kind of threw that one away. Then I was stuck buying $25 box of ammo.
Yeah. On the 9 millimeters, around here before everything went crazy, the best deal I could find on them was at Dick's Sporting Goods. They were usually had the Remington on sale for $8 or $9 a box or something like that. But um, ever since everything went crazy and the ammo shortage and everything like that, um, at our pretty much local Dick's, just about 30 miles away, but they haven't had any kind of ammo other than birdshot. I mean, I haven't even seen a box of 30-06 in months. They just pretty much done for.
Right. It's starting to get a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely so. But lucky around here we have a lot of smaller gun shops and tactical shops and stuff like that usually have something that'll be useful to you.
Right. I know I'm about done buying ammo for the rifle, though.
Yeah.
That thing's either probably going to get retired or used for hunting season, and the shotguns are going to be my go-to for everything.
Yeah, that's cool. One of the local tactical shops here started selling a lot of airsoft stuff just for people to be able to have something to train with because they haven't been able to get ammo in so long.
Right. Completely forgot what I was going to say.
Joanne here has a question. I'm not familiar with that. I haven't seen those. How about you?
I have not. Quick question: is anybody having an issue with the live stream at all, with lagging or anything?
It's not lagging on my end. Has it been lagging on your end?
Not on my end, but the other half is watching, and she's telling me it's freezing and cutting out on her phone.
That is weird. Everybody, Joanne and Hidden City Prepper and LG said no, and Flowgrown said not here, so I don't know what it is. Might be YouTube up to some of their tricks. Some folks are using paintball as deterrent. Yeah, that is a good idea, and it may be a good option. I'll tell you another thing off of that. I seen one of the videos I was talking about earlier. I think it was a Sensible Prepper channel or either Suits 00. But anyway, he was the one that made the video. He had a pistol. It looks just like pretty similar to a normal pistol, but it shoots out pepper balls. They're like pepper spray little paintballs. So that was pretty neat. If you hadn't seen that, check them out.
That might be effective.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive at the time, though. Then guns and ammo were plentiful, and I think he said that it cost about $400 for that system. But I'm not sure now. But it looked pretty good. He did some tests on it and everything.
I remember what I was gonna say. So, kind of another thing that I was thinking about doing with this whole like ammo shortage that's going on right now, not a lot of people are able to really go out and shoot like they used to. So I was going to kind of invest some money at some point into airsoft guns or paintball guns to go over different types of shooting drills without burning through, the ammo I do have.
Yeah. Definitely so. I got a while back, a few months ago or so, I ordered one of the Glock 17 airsoft versions with the CO2 as a half blowback, so the slide reciprocates a little bit and everything. And that's a pretty good little thing for training. It's not 100% realistic with the recoil, but it's got the same controls. The trigger pull's almost exactly the same, and same frame. You can use your real holsters and light attachments and everything on it.
Yeah, it would definitely build your muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Walmart still has plenty of them in stock, the CO2 pistols and
yeah. I want to get one of the AR versions too, so I can do some more training with it. But to be honest, I was doing a lot of tactical stuff, last year and everything. But this year it's just been so much work going on with normal job and then all the homestead stuff that I really hadn't had time to do a lot of tactical stuff.
Yeah, I know things have been pretty chaotic lately.
Yeah. We've added a couple cows. We've got 3 cows now on the place here, and we've got the goats and chickens and rabbits and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that's something that I want to get back into. We had some technical issues with a couple rabbits we had, and they ended up dying, and haven't gotten around to getting some more yet.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, I want to get back into doing rabbits. Fun little animals.
Yeah. And one benefit that they might be to somebody out there is rabbits are usually pretty quiet, where you got chickens or a bunch of noise and stuff like that. So if you're in a neighborhood, you might be able to get away with some rabbits over chickens.
Right. And I want to say you'd probably get about the same amount of meat off of them.
It seems to be. I hadn't really measured them pound for pound, but it looks about the same. But LG, I appreciate you being on here, and you have a good night, and we'll catch you next time.
Like, I know I went through and I butchered probably 12 roosters, and the amount of meat that I got off of those roosters honestly wasn't even worth the time and effort, but they were going after the rest of the chickens and overpowering, so they kind of had to go.
Yeah.
But we had 6 meat chickens, and I got a okay amount of meat off of them, but before the rabbits we had ended up dying, they were about the same in weight. But I think I ended up getting the wrong breed of rabbits for meat. I guess they were more for the fur and, not so much the meat.
Yeah, it could be. But what is your favorite homestead animal, you would say?
Right now, I gotta say chickens. They're kind of a multi-purpose animal. Kind of a pain, not gonna lie, but they are definitely a multi-purpose animal, and they help keep down on the bugs if you keep them free range.
Yeah. I've always thought that chickens are some of the best, especially first homestead animals, because of multiple purpose. You can get eggs from them and either raise more or either be able to eat the eggs. You'll be able to get something out of them without killing the animal.
Right, and this year I have a feeling ticks are going to be an issue, at least up in my area. It hasn't really been cold enough to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. So having the chickens around the house and everything is hopefully going to keep that at a minimum, especially with all the dogs we have.
Yeah, that's true. I know a lot of people have guineas to keep down on bugs and ticks and stuff like that, but I think they're a very noisy bird too.
That they are. But I forgot, when we bought the 100+ chickens, we got 6 guinea hens. I think we lost 2 of the guinea hens. And then we ended up buying 10 more guinea hens with the turkeys. and 9 of them ended up disappearing, which kind of sucks because they're definitely annoying animals, but I'd rather have them for pest control than the chickens. But something definitely really got a hold of those ones and kind of messed that one up.
Yeah. I've never had guineas, but I've heard a lot of people say that they would kill snakes and stuff when they come across them.
Yeah, I've seen it a few different times. Growing up, my neighbor always had guinea hens and, helping him with them. And, they definitely did a much better job at keeping the pest population down and bugs and snakes and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But they are definitely annoying animals.
Yeah. Good night, Roman Prepper. I'm glad you were able to come on here and hang out for a little bit and stuff. And hopefully everybody in here has went over and checked your channel out and gave you a sub and all that kind of stuff. One thing I've really enjoyed with the prepping community and things like that, a lot of the ones that's on here tonight followed me from over at John's channel at Prepper Nation. It's a really good prepping community. A lot of good folks over there and that are in here tonight and everything. Ugly Preppers in here. Good to see you. But yeah, it's that's one thing I really enjoyed about the YouTube prepping community. I've got to meet a lot of good people through it.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I want to kind of keep up with doing, kind of like how we're doing this now, kind of reaching out to other, like-minded channels and kind of build that connection and, pass ideas and just kind of talk about different things.
Yeah, that is really good. Like I said, I got to talking to John and everything like that in the beginning, and he told me about StreamYard, which I'm using here now and everything. So I got that set up where I can bring some guests on and everything. So that's pretty cool. I'm not very tech savvy myself, so I rely on a lot of the ones that are doing these different things to help me out on it. And so far, they've been really good about it.
Yeah, I know you sent me the link or told me what you use, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to figure out how to use this. I don't even know how to use YouTube yet.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm not great with it either. I've been trying to help Reverend Orville Gregory here on his YouTube channel and things too, and he finally got him a computer now, a laptop, I think it is, and I told him once he gets that, you can do a lot more with your channel, setting up the different features and everything like that. Like all the feature channels and stuff that I set up, I couldn't figure out how to do that on the phone, so I had to use the laptop for that.
Yeah, I use a laptop for a lot of my stuff. Just I didn't have anything, the Instagram or anything set up on the computer yet, so I still use my phone for a lot of different things.
Yeah. Yeah. Reverend says HP is sweet, so that's cool. Hopefully, it won't be too long before he gets into some live streaming and everything. So, do you have any plans on live streaming in the future? Getting a weekly thing set up or something like that?
I would like to. I kind of want to get the subscriber count up a little more. I think I'm only at like 8 or 9 right now. So I kind of want to get that bumped up a little bit before I start diving into that too much.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets kind of boring sitting there talking to yourself for an hour.
Yeah. I understand that. But yeah. So like I said, it's pretty cool with the YouTube community and being able to meet other channels and things like that. That's one thing that's pretty cool about StreamYard is, even if you don't go live or whatever, you can get up with different channels and different guests, and you can do a pre-recorded video like me and you could do a video like this on whatever, and then release it public later, instead of live stream. So that's another cool thing about the StreamYard. But I just pulled your channel back up on my phone, and you're up to 14 subscribers so far.
Oh, well,
So
making progress.
yeah, there has been some growth.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to dive into the StreamYard a little bit more when I have some time.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good, cool features. More than it's really over my head. Like I said, you can bring up internet articles and uh, pages and videos and stuff, on screen and do different things like that. So I haven't quite figured all that stuff out yet.
Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff I'm trying to figure out in between the YouTube and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Definitely so.
just started using an actual camera instead of my phone. So now I'm trying to figure that one out, figure the ins and outs of that. And
All right, scrolling back here, Joanne had a question on the Russia issue. Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not big into politics and I don't follow the news very close, but I have been seeing some things going on with that. And hey, His Way Homestead, good to see you in here. But um, I'm not really liking where it's going. I think the whole Ukraine deal is going to stir up a hornet's nest one way or the other. Um, the United States doesn't know how to keep its nose out of other people's business, so whatever happens, we'll be involved one way or the other.
yeah, more than likely.
It's definitely the way it seems.
I mean, unless if something changes in the near future, I can definitely see a problem coming up from this whole Russia thing.
Yeah. I remember not too long ago we had a president that had a pretty good relationship with Russia, but I don't think we do anymore.
No, I don't think we're going to have a good relation with about anybody.
It doesn't seem like it.
Did
But
you see
hey, what
that
can you
stuff?
do? Go ahead.
Did you see that? You spend time on TikTok, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you see that stuff going around about I think it's like April 24th?
I didn't see it on TikTok, but I did see it. Somebody was talking about it on Instagram. But yeah, I did see something about it. I'm not sure all of it, but I kind of got the gist of it. But I don't know if it's really going to happen or just a conspiracy.
I hope it's just conspiracy. I mean, that's kind of TikTok's kind of turning into a bit of a mess with all these stupid challenges they got going on, and now
Yeah,
stuff like this.
it definitely is. But like I said, nowadays I don't really put anything past anybody.
Right.
But yeah, Kayla here says that they've heard of April 24th and concealed carry everywhere. Yep, definitely so. I've been pushing that for a long time on my channel. I made a video a while back talking about how a lot of people say they conceal carry, but they leave their concealed carry in their vehicle. So unless you're in the vehicle when you need it, it's not going to be a very good benefit to you. I definitely believe that you should carry it and have it on you.
Right. That's been one thing I've been slacking on for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But I don't even think I want to get my concealed carry in New York at this point. with the
Yeah, I
way
was
the
gonna
state's
say.
going.
Yeah, you got a few more hoops to jump through than some of us.
I know one person will take 3 weeks, the next person will take 6 months before you can buy it.
Yeah.
And then they keep changing everything up. And if you miss the deadline to renew it, you're a felon. And it's just, there's a lot of stuff to involved with New York and that stuff.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, John Mack says with all the stuff going on, people no longer think that preppers are crazy. A lot of people have, kind of got into prepping now and at least giving it a chance, with everything going on. But there's still a lot of people that think it's crazy and, think that the government's always going to take care of them and, whatever and whatever. So it's it's crazy, I guess. It's really hard to say. It just shows the different types of personalities that people have.
Yeah, I think there'll always be those people that no matter what happens, they're still not gonna, take the hint about, getting prepared or anything.
But yeah, K Roach says when a girl shakes their butt, it'll get more views than any sermon from a preacher or any educational informative video. That is true. Um, it's the same way with YouTube or Instagram and everything too. You find all the videos and models or whatever that'll have millions of subscribers and somebody that's actually teaching something, a prepping channel or homestead channel or anything like that, be lucky to have a couple thousand.
I know that one song that came out, WAP or whatever that was, the amount of stuff that got is just extremely outrageous. And
Yeah. Yeah, they were canceling all kind of stuff like Dr. Seuss and everything, but yet they were putting that on the award shows for kids to watch, and all that was okay and everything. So it's just ridiculous. It's hard to believe that so many people put up with that crap. You know what I mean? I mean it should come a point that you know anybody can see that when they're canceling kids shows like Paw Patrol and Dr. Seuss and everything like that, and then they're putting all this crap on TV that you know people should be like, hey, wait a minute, something's wrong here. It shouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
right, we are definitely living in a not so good time period with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Canceling kids shows, but promoting songs like WAP and all this other crap they have going on.
Yeah. What really sucks about it is, having to raise kids up in that kind of environment.
Yeah, that's one thing I am not looking forward to. My daughter's only 2 years old, and thankfully I got a little bit more time left on that one before I have to start worrying too much, but
Yeah.
I am definitely not looking forward to that.
Yeah. I got them. I got 3 kids. I got from 6 down to will be 2 in June. So I got a lot of that to deal with, honestly.
Yeah, we're definitely in for a interesting next few years.
Yeah. All right, Ruth. Glad you were able to come in here and everything, and you have a good night, and we'll catch you next time. But yeah, like I said, I honestly don't know where things is heading at the moment. It doesn't look good for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very long few years, especially if nothing changes and continues to go the way it's going now.
Yeah, it's definitely so. Um, it definitely seems like a lot of people talk about America and the um, like what's it called, Ages of Empires or something like that book, and it kind of seems like that America's taking the same path that ancient Rome took. Fate of Empires, I think is the name of it.
Yeah, I could kind of see it.
But yeah, Joanne's talking about the devil shoes, and yeah, that was definitely something crazy there. And me and Orville's talked about it a lot. Um, the fact that he came out with that Old Town Road, song, and all the kids jumped on it and everything, and then as soon as they get famous, they turn around and pull that satanic crap and all that, and it's just ridiculous. But like I said, they'll promote that kind of stuff all day long on TV and news and everything else.
Yeah, times have definitely changed on that end.
Yeah. Yeah, Orville said agenda, and that's true. That's what they're pushing. Yeah. Shorty, kids are 8 and 11. Keep a close eye on what they watch and listen to. Yep. That's definitely true. We try to do the best we can monitor them. Like I said, they're 6 on down, so they don't have any phone or internet that they can access without us, watching it and everything. But even still, you're not watching them every second, so they can still come across crazy stuff. And I don't know if you remember, but what was it, 2 years ago or something, that they had that Momo crap on the YouTube Kids app?
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
They were like telling kids to like, go kill themselves or something like that.
Yeah. I hadn't heard anything about it lately, so hopefully they got all that shut down. But
Yeah, I want to say they got that under control, changed up the whole kids setting on YouTube, and
yeah, but you honestly just got to stay on your toes and keep up with it and stuff. And you know, we try to hang out with like-minded people, and their kids and everything, and kind of stay away from a lot of the crazy stuff, if you know what I mean. You got to, pick your friends, and that's for you and your kids. Like you said earlier, it's hard to find people that are like-minded.
yeah, either A, they're just in it for themselves, or they have no intentions on being productive in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Like I said,
I,
that's one thing that's cool about what Bear did, is being able to find and put those people together and stuff. And it's a really hard thing to do, to be able to find the right group of people. And uh he said a lot of times that pretty much everybody that's there in his group are not from that state. They come from somewhere else. So that's really hard for people to organize something together like that and for it to flow like that.
yeah, I know it's gonna be a little out of my control, but my child is probably gonna end up with a phone and probably gonna end up into that whole TikTok stuff, and definitely not looking forward to that.
Yeah. Hey, South Florida. Good to see you in here. Hope you having a good night. And did you guys see where they are doing hero pay in some cities in California? No, I didn't. I'm not sure exactly what that is. If you can elaborate on that. Kayla got raised garden bed built and planted many fruit trees and Cruz preps a ton. That's good. Um, I really want to add a lot more apple trees and some peach trees and things like that here. I've planted some grapevines and some tame blackberry bushes and some blueberry bushes and strawberry plants and stuff like that. I like to get a lot of that stuff going that comes back every year, you know. But yeah, I'm not sure what the hero pay thing is.
I want to say New York kind of had something like it, or was in the process of talking about it. I don't remember. I don't think they went through with it, but it's basically um for like the healthcare workers and all that type of stuff, kind of giving them a little bit extra pay. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's at least somewhat of what that is.
Let's see. Joanne says they get $4 to $5 more per hour in grocery stores that have 300 or more employees. No, I hadn't heard that. Kroger is closing 3 stores. No, I hadn't heard that. But yeah, it's not really surprising. It's not really surprising what they do anymore, to be honest with you.
I mean, after all this stuff, the last thing I want to do is support these larger businesses like Walmart and all these like high-end grocery stores. I'd rather go support some of the smaller ones.
Yeah. That's like where I live, we've got a local farm type store, feed and things for the farm and fence stuff and all that, it's probably 10 minutes away, and a lot of things they're a couple dollars higher on, but I like dealing with them better than going somewhere like Tractor Supply or something like that.
So, real quick, the other half just sent me this. I don't want to open it and probably close out the live chat, but I guess the Biden administration is urging Supreme Court to let cops enter homes and seize guns without a warrant. I don't know the accuracy of that, but
I did see that a couple weeks ago. He is pushing that.
That by itself is going to cause some issues, but
yeah, he's trying to push through red flag stuff for countrywide.
I know New York has that red flag law, and I don't hear too many issues on that one, but they start doing that nationwide. I can definitely see some issues coming out of that one.
Oh yeah, definitely so. But
I think at this point, Biden's going to be doing anything he can to really screw things over.
Yeah. He's definitely doing that. He's doing basically whatever he wants to do, regardless of what the rest of the country wants and everything like that. The Democrats just will not leave the Second Amendment alone. They just will not do it. They have to do something. Every time a Democrat's in power, they're going to try something.
Which I've talked about it a couple different times in between this channel and the other channel about taking away guns, it's not gonna do a single thing except for make it harder for law-abiding citizens to own guns.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna turn every law-abiding citizen into a criminal.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Flowgrown says not in the Second Amendment sanctuary states. I really, I know the federal government, like, the White House branch and everything like that, they're not going to pay any attention to the sanctuary stuff. They're just going to bulldoze right through that.
I see that there's a lot of states, or at least a couple states, that are adopting the whole constitutional carry where you don't need a permit to carry now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to say Texas was one of them. And I think there's like a couple other states that have kind of adopted that now.
I can't remember. It wasn't but a couple of weeks ago. It was one other state just pushed that through. But I can't remember what state it was.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that go nationwide, but states like New York and California probably will never in a million years adopt that.
No. Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, I reckon we're going to go ahead and work on wrapping it up and get to bed and get ready for work tomorrow and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I gotta call it here soon too. The child's still awake, so I have to go be productive.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. But anyway, I appreciate you coming on here. And everybody, if you hadn't checked out his channel, it's in the description and it's up and down the chat here in different places. And check him out and give him a follow and a sub and all that fun stuff. So, you have anything to close us out with?
No, just thank you for having me on. Love to do more stuff like this throughout the time on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, anytime. But, yep, I appreciate everybody coming on here and watching tonight. So, we're going to head on out of here and stay prepped up, prayed up, and strapped up. See y'all.